सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे 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 सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्।
Dear devotees, you are about to embark on the greatest journey of your life, a journey to the core of your inner being. Please, all in a low voice, follow the Omkar and let your mind reach a quietude of silence. All together, let us repeat the pranava. Please sit up straight, and in the quietness of your mind, hear the sound of your breathing. Breathe in and out, in, out. Now, open your eyes and see the light in front of you. This is the light of a candle. Gaze intently at the light. Now, feel the light shining in the center of your forehead. Now half close your eyes and feel the light in the center of your forehead. Now, let that light come down your neck to the center of your chest. Imagine a flower, a lotus, opening petal by petal to receive the light. Now the light is resting on the lotus. The lotus disappears, only the light remains. But it is no more the light of the candle. It is a round ball of formless light. It is a light of divinity within you. Feel this light now expand, and feel the light going down your body, into your legs, up to your feet. Feel warmth as the light surges through your limbs. And make this mental vow, O Lord, my legs, touched by the light of your divinity, will always take me only to places of goodness. Feel the light surging upwards, up into your chest, around your shoulders, and down into your arms and fingers. Feel a warmth as this light surges through you. Make this mental vow, O Lord. My arms, touched by the light of your divinity, will only yearn to do what is good. Now feel the light surging upwards into your neck and into your face, into your head, and the light now shines in your eyes. Make a vow. My eyes must yearn to see only what is good. Feel the light now shining in your ears. My ears must yearn to hear only what is good. Feel the light now shining on your lips. My lips must yearn to only speak what is good. Now, feel this light now shining into your whole body. The light illumines the body. In your mind, repeat the words, the light is in me. Now feel the light expand. Expand, and you are now sitting in a ball of light, in a cone of formless light. Let your mind say, the light is within me. I am in the light. Feel a thrill of this light, and now feel this light expanding and filling this entire room with a divine glow. And let this light now go beyond this room, beyond and beyond, spreading ever further to this whole country, and beyond this country, beyond oceans and beyond nations. Let this light flow ever outwards to encompass the whole world. Now, imagine yourself, not your physical body, but an inner being within you, like a gigantic divine form, sitting on the globe, and the light of your divinity, the light of your love, encompassing the whole world. Stay for a moment, thrilled in that thought. Now, bring into your mind's eye and send your light of love to all the creatures of the world, all the animals and insects, creatures that fly or crawl. All of them are God's creatures. Send your light of love now to those whom you dislike or whom you think dislike you. Send your love, send your light of love to them. The same Atma in you is also in them. Let them feel the radiance of your light. Let them feel the radiance of your love. Now, into your mind's eye, bring those you love, your spouse, children, relations, friends, whoever. Bathe them with the divine glow of your love. Feel oneness with the whole world. Feel at peace with yourself. And now, look inside you. Can you imagine? Do you see a ball of light within you? In this ball of light, bring in the form of the Ishtadeva, the divine being that you love and worship. See this form smiling within you. See this divine form raise his hands in blessing. You have shared your love with the world. Now, receive the blessing and darshan of the divine within. Stay for a moment, thrilled in this thought that you and he are one.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्रीभास्कराय विद्महे साईदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ प्रेमात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नः सत्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
अल्लाहु अक्बर अल्लाहु अक्बर अल्लाहु अक्बर अल्लाहु अक्बर अशहदु अन्ना इलाहा इल्लल्लाह अशहदु अन्ना इलाहा इल्लल्लाह अशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदर रसूलल्लाह अशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदर रसूलल्लाह हय्या अला على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
आज्ञा भैया काल की कभी चलायो बंद सब सीखन को कम है गुरु मानियो ग्रंथ गुरु ग्रंथ जी मानियो प्रगट पुरानी जो प्रभु को मिल गोच है गोच शब्द मेले राज करेगा खालसा आती रहे न कोई बाल हुए सब मिलेंगे बचे शरण जो होए वाले गुरु नाम जहाँ रहे चढ़े सो तेरे पार जो श्रद्धा कर सेव दे गुरु पार उतारन हार जो श्रद्धा कर सेव दे गुरु पार उतारन हार बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धर्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि ॐ नमो अरिहन्ताय ॐ नमो सिद्धाय ॐ नमो आर्याय ॐ नमो वज्राय नमो ये सब साहुरणं हे सोपञ्चनमोकारो सर्वपापविनाशनो मङ्गलानं च सर्वेषां परमं भवेयमङ्गलम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्।
अत्रीणात्वा कृमे हन्मि कण्वेन जमदग्निना विश्वावसोर्ब्रह्मणा हतः कृमीणागुं राजा अप्येषागस्थपतिर्हतः अथो माताथो पिता अथो स्थूरा अथो क्षुद्राः अथो कृष्णा अथो श्वेताः अथो आशातिका हताः श्वेताभिः सह सर्वे हताः आहरावद्य श्रितस्य हविषो यथा तत्सत्यम् यदमुय्यमस्य जम्भयोः आदधामि तथा हि तत् खण्फण्मृषि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Gurudeva, Priyadeva, Sai Deva, Dayamaya. Gurudeva, Priyadeva, Sai Deva, Dayamaya. Vibhuti Sundara Shashanka Shekhara. Vibhuti Sundara Shashanka Shekhara. Sai Shankara Dayadaro. Deva, Deva, Sai Deva.
My loving and humble pranams and appreciation and gratitude to Bhagwan in bringing this offering to you on this glorious, glorious evening. It reminds me of Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram to you all. I sincerely hope that you are feeling Prashanti vibes in your own homes, wherever you may be across the globe. I certainly am here today. And I offer this at Bhagwan's lotus feet. And he has provided me, and I'm grateful to each and every one of you, because I have the opportunity to read Swami's discourses and look for material, but actually I don't look for it. Swami has sent me so much material with regards to Mann ki Shanti, peace of mind. I think everybody asks this question of Swami, and many go and have been in front of Swami, and Swami asks, what do you want? And many of us turn around and say, I want peace. And Swami has said so many times, I want peace. I is the ego, want are the desires. If you remove the ego and the desires, you will have peace. It's as simple as that. And Swami has spoken about this topic so many times. So let us explore. But first, I wanted to share a video with you that came across into my inbox, and I thought, how amazing is this? It's 22 years old, and the talk is given by David Jeevons, who is actually British, but now lives in Canada. Him and his wife were at a Sai retreat in Vancouver in 1998, and the discussion is peace. So let us discuss and let's hear Swami's words about peace.
I'm going to talk to you this afternoon about the search for peace. We were in an interview with Swami 4 or 5 years ago, and there was a very distracted young man sitting there, and Swami turned to him and said, "What do you want, boy?" You have to understand that most of us are boys to Swami. I don't know at what age we actually become men. "What do you want, boy?" And the boy said, "Swami, I want peace. I want peace." And Swami said, "And how are you going to get peace?" And the man shrugged his shoulders. And Swami said, "It's very simple. I want peace. I is the ego. Get rid of the ego. Want is the desire. Get rid of the desire. And what is left? Peace." Now that was important to me because it made me realize that peace is not something that you have to create. It's not something you have to go in search for. You are already peace. You are love, truth, peace already inside your being. All you have to do is to uncover the layers of Maya and find that peace. That is your birthright. It is our divine birthright. He said, "How many times in a day do you say, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti?" He said, "After every bhajan you say, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti." He said, "Do you know why you're saying that?" Of course, none of us knew why we were saying it. He says, "It's to remind you that you need to search for peace on 3 levels. And each Shanti is designed to remind you of the level on which you have to search for peace. And those 3 levels he defines as peace undisturbed by other beings, peace undisturbed by one's own body and mind, and peace undisturbed by forces beyond human control. He says, of course, that just the saying of Shanti, Shanti, Shanti doesn't guarantee you peace at all. It means nothing, it's just words. It has to be the true impulse of the heart saying it, as with any bhajan, that guarantees you peace. So what is Swami going for? Well, let us consider first peace undisturbed by other beings. In the world in which we live today, with so much apparent evil everywhere in the world, and I say apparent because it is not evil, we are constantly being distracted, not just in our own surroundings, but by world events. We are constantly being drawn outwards to focus on the outer world, which is all Maya and illusion. With the swiftness of the news these days, any disaster is brought before us within seconds. Within a very short time, we're aware of all the tragedies happening in the world. It isn't for nothing that newspapers are bad newspapers, not good newspapers. So the world is a state of Maya, and there is no such thing as evil, as Swami has said. Nothing in this world is evil. Everything is my will. And I would like to share with you a dream that my daughter had of Swami. Early one morning, Diana, that's our daughter, came into our bedroom and said, "I had a strange dream last night in which I was sitting on the roof at one end of our house and Sai Baba was sitting on the other end. I waved to him, lost my balance and fell off the roof, and then I woke up." That was the end of her dream. But on the very next morning, she came into our bedroom again and said, "You know that dream I had yesterday? Well, I had it again last night, but this time I was more careful. When I waved to Swami, I held on firmly to the roof with my other hand, and so I did not fall off." Swami waved back to me, and I then asked him what I should do. He replied to my question by saying, "What do you want to do?" I replied, "I don't know." "What do you think I should do?" Swami replied, "I want you to do whatever you want to do." I thought about this for a moment and then I said, "Can I go to Africa?" To which he replied, "Yes, of course." I then said, "Can I go to America?" He said, "Yes." Lastly, I said, "Can I go to India?" He said, "Certainly." So I then said, "Swami, I would like to go to India." The next thing I knew, I was in India at Puttaparthi, in the front row of the darshan line in Swami's ashram, and he was coming towards me saying, "You see, I told you you could do anything." I then felt myself going out of my body, going right up above the world to a position where I could look down on the earth. Swami was with me, and we were talking. He said to me, "Isn't the world perfect?" I said, "Swami, no, it isn't. You have people killing each other, hating each other down there, and disease is rampant everywhere." Swami then said to me, "Go a little higher and look at the earth from further away." Then I was able to see the earth not only as it is now, but as it was and as it will be. I really could see everything, not just the earth, but its place in the universe as well. And from that perspective, I could see that everything was indeed perfect. I could see the whole picture. Unfortunately, while we are alive, we never really get to see the whole picture. We have to wait until after we die to understand the whole drama more fully. Swami then said, "Now do you understand that imperfection is only ever perceived? It does not actually exist. The problems that you see all over the world are just karma balancing themselves out. The world is absolutely perfect." And Shanti, peace undisturbed by one's own body and mind. If you don't have a healthy body, it hinders the way you can serve Swami, because most of your attention is focused on your health. Some of us have lessons of health we have to endure for our own evolution. But basically, most of the ill health today is caused by wrong eating, by wrong drinking, by wrong practices, by not meditating, by not centering ourselves in the world in which we live. We, as Rita says, are the masters of our body. Swami is always emphasizing this. We are not our bodies, we should be in control. The senses, he says, are like 4 horses, 5 horses. You let those horses go wild, they will drag the body, the chariot, to disaster. You must be in control. That can only come from a center of God, the center of peace inside, which is the Master. I think that he has emphasized on so many occasions the need to eat sattvically. We are what we eat. We cannot be peaceful if we eat rajasically. He gave the example once of two examples. He made the statement that one outburst of anger, one short outburst of anger, consumes the energy created by 30 days of correct eating. "30 days of correct eating destroyed one outburst of anger." He also told us the story of an Indian lady who, a very poor Indian lady, who saw the cow going by outside her house, and the cow deposited its dung outside the house. And she immediately leapt outside to grab the dung to make it into whatever bricks or they use it for. But her next door neighbor also saw the dung, and she went out as well. A violent struggle took place as to who should claim the dung to be used in the home. I don't know, Swami didn't say who won the struggle, but what he did say was that when that lady then returned to her hut and she had a young baby and picked up her baby to carry on breastfeeding it, the milk poisoned the baby and it died. Such is the nature of anger in our own being. We must be in control of our senses, otherwise they will create havoc in the world. If we are not in control of our senses, we cannot be at peace with the world. Peace, total peace, comes from total focus on Swami. And if you haven't got the physical Swami outside, because you're not there at Buddha party, then be aware of the super Sai that's always inside you to focus on. That focus will grant you inner peace. Now we come to peace undisturbed by forces beyond human control. And this is important in the times in which we live. One of the best protections we have is the power of the Gayatri. Swami once said to us about 4 or 5 years ago, soon after the Indian Airlines Airbus had crashed at Bangalore, killing a lot of people, including some devotees, he said, if just one person on that plane had said the Gayatri, they would all have survived. Just one person. Think of the Bible. If just one person in the city had turned to God, the city would have been saved. The Gayatri is all-powerful, protective. It guarantees you protection in the world. Learn it, say it, invoke it. It's an essential part of your being. One of Swami's devotees was driving in an old Indian car and he had a terrible accident. He rolled over 3 or 4 times, but he survived, unhurt. The very next day, there he was at Buddha party saying, Swami, Swami, thank you for saving my life. And Swami said, I didn't save your life. He said, what saved your life was your good actions. But I did stop the cars coming either way. What saved your life was your good actions, your right actions. Some of us have rings which are given us by Swami and they're talismans of protection. The air traffic controller at Buddha party had a bad crash and he came and thanked Swami. And Swami said, yes, he said, in the ring I gave you is a little video camera and the whole time I'm watching what you're doing. But you don't need rings for protection. Your good acts will protect you. Swami says, and I read it to you, peace helps a person to know the future. Peace is essential for sharpness of intellect. Peace develops all the beneficial characteristics of man. Even far-sightedness grows through peace. And it is through that obstacles and dangers can be anticipated and averted. Well, it isn't just peace, it's that God self within. It is that intuition, as Rita says, that comes down. It is beyond intellect, it's beyond the conditioning of this life. It's the divine inspiration coming down, which will protect us, which will lead us to be in the right place at the right time. And finally, I would like to close by reading one of Swami's great quotes. And I think it's so applicable to all of us at this time, in this situation in which we find ourselves in the world, which can be threatening. He says, come just one step towards me, and I will take 100 steps towards you, Shed just one tear, and I will wipe away 100 tears from your eyes. I bless you only thus. May your bliss grow. I have come to give you the key of the treasure of bliss, to tell you how to tap that spring, for you have forgotten the way to blessedness. If you waste this chance of saving yourselves, it is just your fate. You have come to get from me tinsel and trash, the petty little cures and promotions, the worldly joys and comforts that you think you need. Very few of you desire to get from me the thing that I have really come to give you, namely liberation itself. And even amongst those few of you who do, those who stick to the path of spiritual practice and succeed will be just a handful. This is a great chance. This chance will not come your way again. Will not come your way again. Be aware of that fact. If you cannot and do not cross this sea of grief now, taking hold of this chance, when again will you ever get such a chance? Be confident that you will be liberated. Know that you will be saved. And go and tell the world that you went to put a party and there you got the secret of liberation. Many of you hesitate to believe that things will improve, that the golden age will come, that life will be happy for all and full of joy. But let me assure you, this avatar, this divine body has not come in vain. It will succeed in averting the crisis that has come upon humanity. Jai Sai Ram.
Wow, isn't that just truly amazing? How Swami sends messages to us from 22 years ago, those words ring true today. So search for peace. You don't have to search for peace. It's actually within you. There are layers of Maya that you need to uncover to find that peace. And I'm sure that now when you say Shanti, 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 after bhajans or after any kind of program or event, you will actually take note of why we say Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I probably will say it many times during this satsang. But the first time is to find peace undisturbed by other beings. So don't get waylaid. Don't actually feel, Don't feel disappointed when things don't go your way, when other people say something good or something bad. The second one is peace undisturbed by one's own body and mind. And how important is this? Last month's satsang we had Shanti, see the link with the name, all the way from Mexico. And she spoke to us about bliss is my food and how to eat sattvically and balanced meal with 4 different segments and different varieties of foods. So if you have a healthy body, you will be able to serve Bhagwan better. So please bear this in mind. So peace is undisturbed by one's own body and mind. Third, peace undisturbed by forces beyond human control. And how wonderful is this? Because in the time that we are living now, do we have any control over the situation or the environment that we're in? Maybe, maybe not. But we can certainly make sure that we find our side within and we keep that, we maintain that Prashanti feeling within us. So don't get consumed. I wanted to share a little incident that happened with myself back in February. I took one of my aunts to India. It was her second trip. And in Gujarati, she has a habit of having chai and nasta every evening after her meal. And quite often when I ring her, she will be having a cup of tea and some biscuits. Now she suffers from diabetes and she's in her 80s. And she's of that mindset that je thai thai, as in interpreted as in whatever happens, happens. It's God's will. certainly that is God's will, but you must look after your health. So I remember we were sat in our room in Shanti, and she said, she was making me a cup of tea in the evening, and she said, how many sugars will you take? And I said, no sugars for me. And she was quite surprised, and she thought, tea without sugar, maybe, maybe not. But then she realized, and she said a few days later, she tried without sugar. And I remember asking her how much her sugar level was. And her sugar level was 0.12, 0.13, so pretty high. So how did she actually manage to reduce that and bring that down to normality? It was all in the mind. So her mind was telling her, I'm not bothered. Who cares? It's God's will. But she wasn't bothered about her own health. But then something happened whilst we were in Shanti, and she decided and said, right, I'm not going to take sugar in my tea from now on. And even till now, we've come back and she's still not taking sugar in her tea. And her diabetes is more under control, and she's actually feeling a lot healthier as well. So we must look after our bodies. And the thing is, it's all in our mind. If we say we can do it, we can. So put Swami there in the forefront and do that. He also spoke about sense control. Bhagavad has given us such a wonderful program of sealing on desires. How many of us actually follow it to a T? Pardon the pun. But do we actually give up something, or do we just go out and we've got some money saved, so we'll buy some produce and we'll give that to the food bank or such? Actually doing it by actually giving up something, a sealing on desire, is much more fruitful. You will actually gain something from it. So please think about these things that David Jeevans has shared with us. The other thing he spoke about is to find that super sign within us. And I'm sure during this time, during lockdown, whilst we can't go out to the centre or to the mandirs or churches or temples, we're actually finding God within us. And this is a wonderful time to take that opportunity to do that even more. And how beautiful it was that he even spoke about peace undisturbed by forces beyond human control, and how the Gayatri Mantra is the most powerful, powerful protection that we have. It's so universal. Has come up so many times. So I think this is a wonderful reminder for us to take away. It's our divine protection. Definitely our divine protection. I wanted to do a small little experiment with yourself. This is something that I've done for myself. If you suffer from anxiety or depression or anything where your nerves are quite calm and unnervy and stuff, is sit in a comfortable position. If you're sitting on your chair, sit with your back upright. Take a couple of deep breaths. Don't close your eyes, because I'm going to ask you to look around. And this is all to do with the senses. So it's called the 5-4-3-2-1 exercise, grounding exercise. So it's to bring yourself down, to bring and calm your mind down, so you become more mindful of the environment that you're in. So firstly, what I'd like you to do is acknowledge 5 things that you can see. Wherever you are, whether it be in your mandir or downstairs in your lounge in front of the TV, find 5 things that you can see and just observe them. What is it that you can see? Take that colour in, take the texture in. What is it that you can see? 5 things. Think about it. Just be still in that moment. Any 5 things that you can see. Swami's photo. Be aware of the shape of your fingernails. It could be even your fingers. If you're outside, maybe the green of the plant or the grass. Then I want you to acknowledge 5 things that you can touch. So I've got Swami's Badga here, and I can touch them. What else can you touch? You can touch the carpet. You can touch the back of your hand. Just 4 things. Be very mindful of what you can actually touch. Then I want you to move and think about and acknowledge 3 things that you can hear. Obviously, you can hear my voice. But without my voice, what 3 things can you hear? I'll be quiet for a moment. I can hear the birds. I can hear the clock ticking. I can hear nothing. And then I want you to notice 2 things that you can smell. You may have jasmine incense in your room or a candle, or you may be able to smell the grass that you mowed earlier this morning. What 2 things can you smell? Really think of that and take that fragrance in. Just nothing else but 2 things that you can smell. And then the last thing, in your environment, what's the one thing that you can taste? Obviously, it may be difficult because you may not have some food in front of you. But is it the water? Is it the toast that you had this morning? Is it the nice tasty curry that you made for yourself? Anything that you can taste, is that taste there? So this is known as the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. And it actually brings your thoughts back into focus of where you are. So to be in the present is a wonderful opportunity to just be still. So that's an exercise that's wonderful as well to try. I read so many of Swami's discourses and stuff, and something that was so beautiful that I hadn't realized myself, that I thought I must share this when I speak on Thursday. So Swami's Discourse of Satya Sai Speaks, volume 26, and all this material is shared on our website as well, so please, you can find the resources there. So in Swami's words, people often recommend that one should enlarge their heart. But actually, if you did this, you'll end up at a cardiologist, so don't do that. But what Swami means is to have a broader mind, to actually open your vision. And by doing exercises like this, you can calm your mind and actually be still in that moment. So the heart, meaning not just your physical heart, but your spiritual heart, that is inertly broad. Your spiritual heart is very broad. It is one with cosmic consciousness. There is no need to broaden it. Only broaden the mind to recognize the vastness of the spiritual heart. Narrow-mindedness should go. So once you start broadening your spiritual heart, you won't be narrow-minded and you won't have ideas of this is mine or that's mine, me and mine. That will all go. On the contrary, starting from the I, you should go on expanding your consciousness and embrace your family, your village, your nation, and your entire world. You will actually spread your love even further. Then your divinity will shine forth in all its brilliance. This is described as having visions of one's own true universal self. This is called the Mahapurushta, infinite divine. You have become infinite divine. You are divine even now. Think about this time of lockdown. Aren't we all just going within and finding more time to be one with ourselves? Do you not feel that Swami orchestrated this opportunity for us to spend this time? And he goes on to say in his discourse, but this is only a temporary phase as your result of your devotion. What you should aim to be is the infinite divine that is unchanging. So whichever situation you are in, you should find yourself unchanging in that. This divinity is within you. You do not need to acquire it from outside or from anyone else. And even David in his speech said that. You don't need to search for peace outside. It's actually within you. You are peace. It's inherent in you. Strive to realize it. When you realize it, When you have got rid of the consciousness of the waking, dream, and deep sleep states, then you can recognize the state of super casual consciousness that has to transcend the gross, the subtle, and the casual bodies and realize the super casual. By this process called the supermind, or the higher mind, or the illumined beyond mind to the divine, which is called overmind. So we're going to actually dwell on this. Swami dwells on this quite a bit, overmind. So actually, if you think about it, your mind plays tricks with you. And this is just about going within, finding that sign within, and actually being still with it to realize your innate divinity within you. And it's also described that you can actually go one stage further. And actually, it's described as a state of Vidya, which is where body consciousness is totally absent. The mind is associated with the body. So as long as you associate with the mind, you will have problems and issues with regards to the body, because the mind will play games. The world is associated with the mind, and the world is bound up by pleasure and pain. All these are sources more than bondage of bliss. Bliss can be experienced only when you go over the mind. So Swami really dwells into this quite a bit, and I think there is a lot to take from this. So how does one reach that overmind state? And I thought this was beautiful how Swami explains. And he actually explains, I'm sure many of you will know the sloka in the Gita, where Krishna has said that anyone who offers me a leaf, you can see that it's actually withered, and I will come to that. So Bhartam, Pushpam, a flower, fruit, phalam, and Swami's water, Doyam, water. So these four things are a source of actually stilling the mind. The Lord is not secured by offering wealth or flaunting one's power or possession. It is by offering these four things, even a leaf. But what does Bhagwan mean by a leaf? Does he really mean you offer a leaf and everything will be granted? Or a flower and everything is granted? A fruit? Or just some water? Is it that simple? There's a story in the Bhagavad Gita, and Rukshmani explains this quite beautifully. Out of selfish desires to secure Krishna, Satyabhama made an offering of Krishna to sage Narada and tried to buy him back by offering all her wealth and her jewels to be weighed against Krishna. So in one hand, Krishna is there, and on the other hand, she put all her wealth, all her gold, and all her jewels to be weighed against Krishna. How could you even do this? But there the scales did not balance. And then Rukmani came and she said, none of this will equal the weight of Krishna. And she taught Satyabhama a lesson regarding the power of devotion. Something, however small, has to be offered to the Lord to secure his grace. This is evident from the experiences of Draupadi and Kuchela. This is also rational for anybody that goes to a temple. You will always take either a flower or a fruit or something in offering. You will never go empty-handed to a temple. So what does this actually mean? So in reality, Rukmani then invoked the name of Krishna, and that was enough for the balance of the two sides of the scales to come into balance, which Krishna was seated. Narada said that something more should be offered to lift the scales, in which the offering was being made to him. Rukmani then placed a tulsi leaf. Obviously, this is not a tulsi leaf, but Rukmani placed a tulsi leaf on the jewels and stuff, and there it balanced. So she prayed that if it is true that an offering of a fruit, a leaf, a flower, fruit, or devotee by water by a devotee will win the favor of the Lord. O Krishna, submit yourself to this tulsi leaf. And what happened there in Hold is that the scale in which the tulsi leaf was placed, actually uttering the name of Krishna, went down immediately. So it is not how much you offer, but it is with what intention you offer to win the grace of the Lord. The body, the heart, and the mind, and the rest all refers to joy. What is the inner significance of these 4 kinds of offerings? So Swami explains Bharata is a leaf, but it's not just any kind of leaf. Bharata means the leaf which is your body, because that will wither away as well. So as this leaf is withered in the heat in my mandir, you will find that your body will wither away as well. So Krishna is asking, as Bharata is your body, in service, obviously. Pushpa refers to the flower of your heart, of your spiritual heart. So if you want to win the grace of God, offer the spiritual heart and the flower from there. And also then phalam. What does this actually refer to? This actually refers to the fruit of your mind. So the phalam that you offer to Bhagwan is your mind. So offer your mind to Swami. Anything you do, refer that to Swami. And then water, doyam. Actually, this is when I read this, it did make me teary and stuff. And it actually signifies the tears of joy flowing from a devotee's eyes. So that is the water that you need to offer to Bhagwan. These are to be offered to God. And when one offers these things to the Lord, he enters the state of the overmind. So actually, Swami explains it so beautifully. This devotion, moreover, should not be a part-time exercise. I know, and I've heard many times, part-time devotion gets part-time results. You should be present and aware of God all the time. It should not be part-time at all. Swami then goes on to say that yogis of this day and age are like yogis in the morning. They're bhogis, which is lovers of food by noon, and then rogis, victims of disease by the evening. This is the way of men today, and this is Swami's words. But a true devotee is immersed in the Lord at all times and performs all actions and offerings to the Lord. Any action you do as a teacher, as a student, or as an employee, when you do it in the name of the Lord, it will become a pious offering. That is the easiest way to sublimate the mind, to bring it back down and calm it down where it should be. When you consider your body as a gift from God, you will not do any sinful acts. When you consider your wealth as a gift from God, you will not misuse it. You will make the right use of it. Likewise, when you regard all your talents as endowed by God, you will use them in the service of the divine. How beautiful Swami explains the meaning behind these 4 items and its actual inner significance. Swami then explains that the Sai organization has also got a 4-fold program known as Sealing on Desires. So in terms of controlling the senses, you need to control your desires. And how does one do this? It is by not wasting food, not wasting money, not wasting time, and not wasting energy. And I'm sure during this time of lockdown, many of you will actually be conserving your food, conserving your money by not traveling to work or wherever you may be thinking, I don't need these items, I don't need new clothes because I'm just at home. Your time. Do you not feel that you have more hours in the day, more minutes in the day, more seconds in the day? And your energy must be boundless because you're actually conserving your energy and staying within. So how wonderful, Swami says, this program is Sealing on Desires is about these 4 things. Do not waste food, do not waste money, do not waste time, and do not waste energy. How beautiful that this program is. When you do that, everything in life becomes a form of meditation. So these words were taken from Satsang Speaks, volume 26, back in 1993. So Swami shares that with us. When I was researching, the other personality that came to mind was Lord Buddha. So we're going to see a short video on Lord Buddha, and please take that message in, because that is also a very beautiful one about the mind.
One with a few of his followers. This was in the initial days. While they were traveling, they happened to pass a lake. They stopped there, and Buddha told one of his disciples, "I am thirsty. Please get me some water from that lake over there." The disciple walked up to the lake. When he reached it, he noticed that some people were washing clothes in the water, and right at that moment, a bull cart started crossing the lake right at the edge of it. As a result, the water became very muddy, very turbid. The disciple thought, "How can I give this muddy water to Buddha to drink?" So he came back and told the Buddha, "The water in there is very muddy. I don't think it is fit to drink." "So," the Buddha said, "let us take a little rest here by the tree." After about half an hour, again, Buddha asked the same disciple to go back to the lake and get him some water to drink. The disciple obediently went back to the lake. This time he found that the lake had absolutely clear water in it. The mud had settled down, and the water above it looked fit to be had. So he collected some water in a pot and brought it to the Buddha. The Buddha looked at the water, and then he looked up at the disciple and said, "See, you let the water be, and the mud settled down on its own. You got clear water. It didn't require any effort." And the moral of the story is, you see, in life, your mind is also like that. When it is disturbed, just let it be. Give it a little time. It will settle down on its own. You don't have to put any effort in to calm it down. We can judge and take best decisions of our life when we stay calm.
Wonderful. So there's a little story about the mind. And I'd like to end with a bhajan that encapsulates this whole topic. And I'm sure there will be more details for you and more resources for you on our website. So please do log on there. And I hope you have enjoyed today's satsang. Next, we'll have a bhajan that Swami has kindly said in his own words, Hari bhajana bina sukha shanti nahi. Jai Sai Ram.
Ragi Mata
स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कर्पलदीका आश्रित कर्पलदीका आपद्वार्णवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदेवं वरियन्तयुनीवे स्वामी वरियन्तयुनीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूपा जय श्री साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अमृत मंगल आरती अमृत मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Sai Ram. We would love for you to join us for our virtual ladies retreat, which will take place on Saturday 27th June at 2 p.m. UK time. The program will consist of Swami's discourses, inspirational panel discussions and lessons learnt in lockdown. There will also be bhajans and an interactive quiz. We will also be focusing on the importance of self-care to serve others. Please register on the link provided in the description below. If you are unable to register, don't worry, as you will still be able to join on the day, but we do encourage everyone to register if possible. For further information, please contact the email which is available in the description. We look forward to virtually meeting you all on the day. Jai Sai Ram.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of my beloved Hriday Nivasi, Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Jai Sai Ram to you all. On the holy occasion of Guru Purnima, the Sai Centres and groups of Region 4 warmly invite you and your family for the live online Guru Purnima program taking place on the auspicious day itself. The program, which includes an exciting variety of offerings, will take place next Sunday, the 5th of July, between 8:50 am and 11:30 am, live on the national website highlighted on screen. We are fortunate to also have guest speaker, Brother Divish Desai, former student from Bhagwan's Institute, join us on the day. You have the blessed opportunity to take part in the online offering by participating in the Archana offering of rice, by reciting Bhagwan's 108 names, a mini version of Laksharchan, and also the Rudra Abhishekam from your homes. To take part in the Archana and Rudra Abhishekam, you will need a few items to join in, which you can see on screen now. Don't worry, you can find this list on our website at nrsaicenter.org.uk/what's on. During that weekend, you will also get the chance to join in with other regional online offerings across the UK, which have been specifically organised to take place one after another. More details on the full schedule will be shared soon. If you would like to be kept up to date with all the local, regional, national and international Sai activities direct to your inbox, you can subscribe to our mailing list. To join the mailing list, visit nrsaicenter.org.uk/subscribe. We'll now hear details on the Ladies' Day virtual retreat taking place this Saturday. Stay safe. Jai Sai Ram.
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्